Hey, what's up guys? John here with McDonald's, Taco Bell, KFC, Chipotle, and Chick-fil-A are doing right now, this very moment, says everything about the future of food and the future of the U.S. consumer in this ever-changing economy. McDonald's just announced 30 minutes ago they're getting ready to open up 9,000 new locations.
McDonald's is set to supersize itself, plans 10,000 new restaurants worldwide by 2027.
They want to add 100 million members to the loyalty program. You have to think about this. When consumers are pushed to the edge, what do? They look to cost cut. They look to save money here, there, and everywhere. And one of the major expenses people are dealing with right now is food. So instead of going to Whole Foods, they might go to ShopRite, Aldi, Ralph's. They might try to save money there. They might say, you know what, I'm just going to go to Taco Bell or McDonald's. I'm going to save money here. I'm going to skip a meal here and there.
Rising cost of groceries is getting to the point now where more Americans are choosing to dine out rather than spend money on home-cooked meals.
Look at what they're doing. It says everything, and 90% of Americans are going to be forced into this. But if you're planning ahead and in advance of all these massive changes, you are going to position yourself to buy options, because money buys options and options buys wealth in this new normal. I'm going to break it down for you. I'm going to show you exactly what's going on. Please hit the like button. When you hit the like button, YouTube will share this content, educate more people about what's going on in America. And if you'd like to fix your credit, we'd love to help you at my company, GreatCreditFast.com. That's GreatCreditFast.com. If you have late payments, medical bills, charge-offs, foreclosures, bankruptcies, repossessions, any negative item on your credit report, go to GreatCreditFast.com. If you want to get a business loan, you want business funding, you want to get a loan for anything, you're going to need great credit. As the world changes and people start to default more and more on debt and obligations, banks are going to get even tighter on lending restrictions. You're going to want to position yourself in the best way possible so you can buy yourself these options. Look at what McDonald's is doing. I mean, this is unreal. So I'm just going to summarize it here. They say, we're excited to see how McDonald's will use generative AI, cloud, and edge computing tools to improve their iconic dining experience for their employee at their customers all over the world. This is Alphabet CEO, right? So they're going to be partnering up with Alphabet CEO, Google iCloud, and artificial intelligence across the restaurants to improve operations. So you think about this. Think about what they're going to be doing here. I was reading about this. It's shocking. They are going to have it. Let's say, for example, your license plate is ABC123. And let's say ABC123 drives through the drive-thru, and you get a number one, you get the Big Mac combo. Maybe your wife is in the passenger seat. She wants a quarter pounder with cheese and a sundae with strawberry topping, for example. Well, they're going to upsell you. They're going to upsell you, downsell you. They'll say, hey, look, you can get your wife 2 sundaes, half off on the second sundae. Or you could get yourself an apple pie to complement that Big Mac, half off. And before you know it, you go through this drive-thru with your wife. Before maybe it was $20, now it's going to be $25, $26. They're going to be able to pull that extra couple dollars out of you. But when they have hundreds of people going through this drive-thru every hour, that money adds up quickly. When they don't have to pay these fast food workers $20, $25 an hour, that adds up quickly. And all this does is make these corporations and organizations bigger and bigger and bigger. And when you have a small mom and pop restaurant, they don't remember your name because, or maybe, there's a new employee. Maybe the other employee quit. They don't remember. They're not going to be able to upsell and downsell. They're not going to have the same cost. They're going to have way more expenses. And consumers aren't going to have the money to be able to go out and spend $100 on a meal. So what are they going to do? They're going to continue going to McDonald's. And so when you look at, even McDonald's isn't cheap anymore, right? Some of these restaurants, some of these locations are $18 for a Big Mac combo, right? But when you look at Chipotle, they're doing the same thing. AI could transform everything from food prep to dishwashing. It's unreal how fast this is growing, how Taco Bell and KFC are using technology to lower food costs. Look at what they're doing here. Managers at some 3,000 KFC and Taco Bell restaurants in the U.S. get a great deal of help in making their weekly food orders from a robot. Specifically, the restaurants have added what parent company Yum Brands calls recommended ordering, a machine learning program that predicts and recommends the quality of food product managers of every week. The goal, CFO Chris Turner told investors this week, is to cut back on food waste and ultimately lower food costs. In addition, he says in an interview, it makes the day-to-day operations for managers and team members easier. The system, he said, recommends the optimal order sizes for the week for an individual restaurant. The idea is to ensure the restaurants have the right amount of product. It reduces the number of times restaurant managers has to beg a nearby location because they ran out of lettuce, for instance, and it helps ensure that they don't order too much. It must be thrown away. How does a small business compete with this? They do not. case study, Chick-fil-A, they're having their AI where it can scrub social media. They can go through social media, and if someone, let's say, for example, they get food poisoning, right? Maybe they get food poisoning right here, scanning established proactive measures for social media. They'll be able to contact that customer. They'll be able to go through this, contact the customer, try to save that customer, try to change the experience that customer had. They're going to be going through, it's really interesting how fast this is changing. Everything is going to change with these business models. And when you look at what California is doing, in a lot of states, they're pushing for increased minimum wage for fast food workers. Now, many people might say, hey, this is a great thing. It's the best thing ever for these fast food chains, the McDonald's and the Taco Bells of the world, because they know that's going to be more pressure on small business and small restaurants. And the more pressure they're forced to comply with legally, the more they're just going to fade out. They're going to go out of business, right? They're going to continue going out of business. And what I think is ultimately going to happen is I believe we're going to start to see this. We're going to see these fast food chains pushing plant-based food more and more and more and more to a point in which consumers are going to say, you know what? The Big Mac combo, that's $18. I don't have 18, but I could spare 8. I could spare 10. I'm going to go with the plant-based version. Right? This is what's going to happen because total food costs decreased in the vegan group 16%, or $1.51 per day, compared with no significant change in the control group. This decrease was mainly attributable to savings on meat. Plant-based meat becomes cost-cutting target, priced partly with conventional meats. Also continues to be an issue with plant-based meats tend to be several dollars more expensive per pound. So if you are someone that you want to control the type of food that you're eating, you want to eat very, very healthy food, you have to understand what's happening right now. Everything is going to get more and more and more expensive. And so because of this, if you're making, let's say $50,000 a year, you're making $4,000 a month, give or take, you want to figure a way to increase that income in 2024, and not by a little bit, dramatically, because the cost of the world is going to get more expensive and more people are going to get forced onto this type of food. Some people are going to say this is a good thing. Some people might say, I like McDonald's, I'm happy with that. You want to stay sharp mentally. You want your body to be healthy. And if you're eating McDonald's and fast food every single day, it's going to be very, very challenging to do that. You want to take care of your body, take care of your mind, take care of your budget, put yourself in a position to where you can thrive during the chaos. Because in my belief, I think we're walking into some serious, serious chaos in this economy because consumers are being pushed to a level they've never been pushed before. America has had it so good for so long, they've never really felt true pain. When you have to eat McDonald's every single day and work 40 hours a week and you're happy to eat McDonald's, that's going to be a really big change for a lot of people. So look at what McDonald's is doing. Their big development plans will also mean higher capital spending for 2024. The company anticipates $2.5 billion in capital expenditures, aka an investment in not just locations, but robotics. This is what they're going to be doing, which is a fat tax write-off, by the way, up from its expected $2.2 billion to $2.4 billion in 2023. For every year from 2025 to 2027, McDonald's expects to increase its capital expenditures by $300 million to $500 million sequentially. By 2027, McDonald's wants a global footprint of 50,000 locations. The chain set 41,198 restaurants worldwide on September 30th. For comparison, Starbucks in November said it aims to reach 55,000 cafes worldwide by 2030, up from current count more than 38,000. So the big chain is going to get bigger. The big chain is going to get a lot bigger. To reach its development target, McDonald's plans to open 900 locations in America and 1,900 restaurants internationally. This is pretty substantial. What do you think about this? Are you on the same? Do you believe that everything is going to get more expensive? We're not going to go back to 2018, 2019 levels. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking things are going to get a lot more expensive, and I think the way in which we look at money has to change. We were told growing up that $50,000 a year was good income, $100,000 a year was good income. But back then there was an actual value of money. Now there's really no value in it. They print trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars into existence. They just lend it out into existence. And when you look at how much money has been brought into this economy over the last 3 years, 40% of every single dollar since 1776 was brought into existence over the last 36 months, 38 months, right? They just make this stuff up. And so when you think about this, you have to rethink about the way in which you look at money. Rethink of the way in which you want to live your life. Because more and more and more, they're going to try to push people to eating this type of food on a day-to-day basis. I don't think it's good. I don't think, that's my belief. I don't eat this stuff. I eat very, very well. I do this intentionally. I would make, if I had to make other sacrifices, I would, but food and health and nutrition, you want to take care of yourself, you want to take care of your family, you want to put yourself in the right business, and you want to make really, really smart decisions in advance of all this, because this is going to creep up and hit people like a train. Drop below, let's have a conversation about this. I do believe inside of all this disruption, there's going to be a lot of lucrative business opportunities. There's going to be a lot of ways in which people can make a lot of money, but you have to be forward thinking and looking at the economy the way in which it actually is versus the way in which we're told it is. Drop below, let's have a conversation. If you'd like to fix your credit to position yourself for the greatest wealth transfer in American history, we'd love to help you at my company, GreatCreditFast.com. That's GreatCreditFast.com. If you have late payments, medical bills, charge-offs, foreclosures, bankruptcies, repossessions, any negative item on your credit report, go to GreatCreditFast.com. Click the link in the description just below this video. Schedule a free strategy session. We'd love to help you, and I'll catch you in the next video.